Hey there, my name's Simon. By the end of this decade, there could be a pilot shortage of at least 60,000 pilots, and that's within the United States alone. 60,000 pilots. It's a big issue, and tens of thousands of pilots more that are going to be demanded throughout the world. So today, previously I talked about being a commercial pilot and the steps it took to me to get my commercial license and how it's a hobby, etc. But today I'm going to talk more about an issue, which is the U.S. pilot shortage that's coming in the near future, and a few possible solutions that can be created specifically by the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. So we don't have as much of a shortage. This isn't as much of an issue going into the future. First and foremost, like I said, tens of thousands of pilots are going to be demanded, not just by the end of this decade, but in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years. The U.S. is looking to hire at least 10,000 pilots in the next 2 years. American, United, they're all looking to hire thousands of pilots by the next, obviously through the rest of this decade and onto the next. So a couple solutions that I think the FAA should take on both at the federal level and really all levels that can create almost an incentive for more people to have the desire to become pilots. Really, the first one includes cheaper flight training. And flight training is something that is not only time consuming, but it's very costly. So again, I think it's very important for more implementations to be created in terms of flight training being more inexpensive, because that's why a lot of people don't want to do it. Not only takes a lot of time, but it is very, very expensive. So if the FAA was able to implement some sort of flight training programs at the federal level where people, more people my age, younger than me, etc., can, do their flight training at a cheaper cost, that would definitely create an increase in the number of people that would maybe want to become a pilot and go to be a commercial pilot or a pilot at the regional level. There are many levels of becoming a pilot. And another solution that I think, along with more inexpensive flight training, that the FAA should take on, but it's also the requirements. There are so many requirements you need to be a commercial pilot, whether for Southwest, United, American, all of them. And these requirements, a lot of them include like flight hours. You need at least 1,500 hours just to apply, let alone you need a lot more, 2,500 hours, over 3,000 to even get accepted by these airline companies. So if the FAA decreased these requirements, both flight hour requirements, medical requirements, a lot of these, the age requirement, like I said, the mandatory age, retirement age of 65, this can create a more incentive for people at the younger level to become commercial pilots, therefore not having as big of a pilot shortage, which I personally think is going to be a major issue going into the rest of this decade and into the next 20, possibly even 30 years. That can include, obviously, less flights available. That's going to include, more expensive travel costs. It's a whole domino effect that it creates in terms of not having the supply of pilots for the amount of demand of people flying. So thank you very much.